America the free? When democracy turns into deportation threats, in what should be seen as a moment of national embarrassment, but instead reflects a dangerous political trend. A Republican congressman has called for the deportation of New York Assemblyman Zoran Mamdani, simply because of his political beliefs. That's right. A sitting U.S. lawmaker is advocating to exile an American citizen for thinking differently. So much for the land of the free. Zoran Mamdani, a democratic socialist of Ugandan Indian descent, has been an outspoken critic of U.S. foreign policy, police overfunding, and the unchecked power of corporations. That makes him an enemy, not of the people, but apparently of the GOP, which has decided that the answer to ideological disagreement isn't debate or policy discussion, but outright banishment. And here lies the ugly truth about the so-called American democracy. The same nation that boasts about its Constitution, the First Amendment, and the marketplace of ideas is now breeding elected officials who want to exile political opponents like it's the 1950s McCarthy era all over again. Let's be clear. Zoran Mamdani is a U.S. citizen, born in Kampala, raised in New York, elected by New Yorkers. The call to deport him is not only legally impossible, but symbolically horrifying. It's a loud declaration that brown skin plus leftist politics equals persona non grata in the eyes of certain members of the American right. Is this what democracy looks like? These are the same people who, for years, have screamed about cancel culture and free speech, demanding the right to shout hate from the rooftops. Yet when someone dares to speak against systemic oppression, militarized policing, or U.S. complicity in global injustice, suddenly that person should be kicked out of the country. It's not just hypocrisy. It's fascism in a red tie. This is not about disagreement on policy. It's about a party that has become so fragile and authoritarian that it views dissent as treason and opposition as deportable. The GOP doesn't want debate. They want silence. They want submission, and they're starting with people of color who dare to challenge the status quo. Where is the outrage? Where are the protectors of liberty now? Where are the so-called defenders of American values when a fellow citizen is targeted with xenophobic rhetoric just for doing his job? The truth is ugly but simple. The more the right wing in America loses its grasp on cultural relevance, the more it lashes out in desperate, dangerous ways. And so, here we are, in 2025, watching elected officials threaten fellow Americans with exile for having different ideas. That's not democracy. That's dictatorship with better branding. America has a choice to make. Protect the ideals it claims to cherish, or keep sliding toward a future where only one voice is allowed, and everyone else is told to get out. The clock is ticking.